Election Day is less than 6 months away, and the long-awaited rematch between President Biden and former President Trump is promising to be a close and an expensive one. A recent poll from Morning Consult shows they are neck and neck, with Trump having a slight lead, while Emarketer estimates the candidates will spend a record $12.3 billion to persuade voters, the largest sum in history. And all of this as concerns abound about disinformation and AI. So let's discuss the advertising landscape leading up to the big day. Joining us now for more, Thompson is CEO of The Atlantic, and here on set with us, Verna is Vice President of Content at Emarketer. Welcome to you both. Paul, I'm a little surprised to hear. I mean, it should make sense. It's always a record every cycle. But this one feels like there's a lot of apathy out there. And some have even suggested do the campaigns just spend big in the sort of narrow list of swing states? And why even flood the zone right now? What do you hear is the strategy we're likely to see?
I think the fact that there's not a lot of enthusiasm around the election doesn't necessarily equate to less ad spending. And you could actually argue the opposite, that motivating voters when there's this sort of like malaise around the whole election is even more important. We know it's going to be a very divisive election. They all are, and they just seem to get more that way every year. In addition to promoting candidates, you have a lot of issues that are going to be on the ballots, and those are contentious. Those are places where I think voters can still be persuadable. So the ad spending is going to come. There's no question.
Nicholas, before we turn to you, Paul, let me ask you a follow-up question here. You say that most of the political advertising dollars, 57%, will go to traditional TV. This is notable because in the overall ad market, TV will dwindle to around 15% of total ad spending this year. Why is that? Is it because old people watch TV and traditional TV and old people vote?
That's part of it. Certainly
I speak personally.
And so do I.
Not for a friend here.
So do I. I think that demographics have something to do with that. But frankly, some of it is also just tried and true. You know, campaigns have been doing this for generations. That is what they know. They know it works.
Not as familiar with online. They're not as familiar with social media advertising.
That said, increasing amounts of the ad spending are going to go to streaming media and digital platforms like social.
Go ahead.
Well, Nicholas, I was just going to say that I find it quite striking the way that this ad season, maybe for some of the online platforms as well, is something the other advertisers are a little bit afraid of, that they don't even want to be associated with it. And I'm curious how that might affect business for you. Does it help? Does it hurt? Is it a wash?
No, well, on the advertising side, it definitely hurts. We're seeing some of our advertising partners come to us and say, you know, I think we're going to be dark from roughly September through November. And that's obviously bad for us on the advertising side. Of course, for The Atlantic, which also has a large subscription business, a lot of people are going to come to us and read and subscribe. So our overall business will be fine and will be resilient. Some of our advertisers will also try to stay away from our election coverage and our political coverage and move into cultural coverage or go to safer live events. But in general, very much, we are seeing big advertisers nervous about being near political content during what will be a unhappy, perhaps not inspiring election, is what people are expecting.
So it's the adjacency that the advertisers in your area are worried about. And oh, by the way, The Atlantic has been one of the great success stories in recent years in the world of magazines. So where did you say that those ads will go? Maybe into events, maybe into where?
Well, they could go into events. They could go into, covering our cultural coverage. We are also seeing some advertisers who are moving their spend earlier in the year, and we'll probably see some who will move their spend later in the year. December might be a better month to advertise than November, though who knows exactly when the election will be settled. So you'll see some change based on timing, some change based on content adjacencies.
Interesting. Paul, what else are you going to be looking out for that stands out to you about this cycle?
Well, I think what Nicholas is saying is interesting because it speaks to this whole topic of brand safety, which we've been covering. So this is the idea that brands feel kind of some trepidation going into this, really any election cycle, but this one more so because of all the things that are happening this year. One of them is AI, which is injecting a whole new set of uncertainties into what happens when that ad gets placed, wherever it might get placed. Particularly around like toxic content, which now is in the hands of anyone to produce. So that's a concern. I think we are also seeing more dollars going to digital media in general, not just around political advertising. So there's a spectrum of risk, right? At the low end of the risk spectrum is things like traditional TV because it's mostly premium content. At the other end is social media and increasingly some of the streaming media, particularly YouTube, which has a lot of user-generated content. So I think we're going to see how it plays out, but this is definitely a year that is different from every 4 years when we typically get a bump in spending and we get some, a lot of polarized discourse. I think this is going to be upped quite a bit.